Beverley, who has found himself in some serious hot water here for something that allegedly happened with his teenage sister.
What a pussy!
This is some scary stuff if you listen to what his sister claims happened.
She said that he was saying how she would ruin her life or things like that. And at one point, she claims that he put his both hands around her neck and squeezed until she couldn't breathe and she was feeling pain. And then he lifted her up to where her feet were dangling off the floor.
After watching your mother suffer, that make you a fucking sucker.
Patrick Beverley, NBA player, former NBA player, appeared in the mugshot a few days ago. The story's coming out with that Patrick Beverley was protecting his 15-year-old sister. The real story seems to be that she needed protection from him. We'll talk about it right now on Doing It for GP.
You can't handle the truth.
As a hole becomes a bond, I strike to burn, and the flame returns.
Welcome back to the channel. Your boy Mac back with some thoughts, with some opinions, with some reactions. Wipe your feet off as you come in, hit the like button if you so choose, and hopefully stay a while. Shout out to the supporters. With that said, let's take this walk. All right. So here's why Patrick Beverley found himself in the mugshot a few days ago.
A controversial player, I'm talking about Patrick Beverley, who has found himself in some serious hot water here for something that allegedly happened with his teenage sister. Lucas, this is a story, obviously, that we broke, I think it was Friday. We knew that Patrick had been arrested, but we did not have a lot of the details until a little bit earlier today. Now this story has become much more clear, and we now understand, I think, what allegedly happened. Now, he's saying he's telling a different story, but this is some scary stuff if you listen to what his sister claims happened.
Right. We got the probable cause affidavit early Tuesday morning, which laid it out from his 15-year-old sister's point of view. Now, she says that early Friday morning, she left her mom's house in the middle of the night to go to a nearby park to meet up with her boyfriend.
Okay, so Thursday night into Friday morning, right?
Right.
Yeah.
When she returned home, her mom was awake, and she said, look, call your boyfriend, bring him back. I'll bring him into my home. And as that's happening, she calls Patrick Beverley to come over and address the situation.
Okay.
And Patrick Beverley was not happy, according to the sister.
Right.
Now, she says that he was upset.
Understandably.
She said that he was saying how she would ruin her life or things like that. And at one point, she claims that he put his both hands around her neck and squeezed until she couldn't breathe and she was feeling pain. And then he lifted her up to where her feet were dangling off the floor. It does not end there, though. She claims that he took her into another room by the throat and pushed her up against a wall, laid her onto a bed, and punched her in the left eye. Patrick then...
Did they call police?
Not yet. Patrick says that he followed the boyfriend, because mind you, the boyfriend was allegedly on scene for all of this to witness what allegedly happened. When the boyfriend tried to leave, Patrick followed him out, but the boyfriend ultimately decided to call cops for assistance. Now, Patrick went back in, and at some point in the night, his sister claims that he said, "I will be the relative to kill you." So once cops arrived at the scene, they looked at the alleged victim and noticed markings on her neck, as well as some red spots in her eye that she claims that Patrick punched her in, and said, "You're coming with us, and we are booking you for felony assault."
Wow, and obviously you see there, that's exactly what happened.
And as I mentioned before, initially we thought Patrick was, being an overprotective brother. His 15-year-old sister is messing with an 18-year-old. Not too far of an age gap, but, an overprotective brother might make it his business to make it an issue. Couldn't have blamed him much there. Fair or unfair. Would have been kind of honorable, too, if you ask me. But that's not what seemed to happen. Patrick Beverley was summoned to his house by his moms. His moms, Lisa, called Patrick over for discipline. His sister went to meet her boyfriend after hours. She came home, mom was upset, told her to tell her boyfriend to come back to pick her up, and when the boyfriend arrived, she told him to wait there. Then she called Pat. From that information alone, I don't know if moms wanted Pat to come over and beat up his little sister, as he ended up doing. Beat the hell out of her. choked her, threw her up against the walls. Which tells me one thing. The wanted no parts of the boyfriend. Mom's called Pat over to check the disrespect from the boyfriend too. You know, they're taking his little sister out late while knowing the rules. But Pat knows there would have been a lot more to deal with by putting his hands on that YN. And for a man who has the money or the means, you know, to put a bag on anybody's top, including brothers, cousins, gang member friends, avoiding the smoke with the boyfriend and beating the hell out of little sis makes Patrick Beverley a coward.
That make you a fucking sucker, nigga.
But what do I know? Let me know what y'all think in the comments. But what do I know? Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, subscribe if you like the content. Hit the notification bell. And with that said, hopefully you've been entertained and informed while passing this precious time that we all have. And hopefully I've earned your sub. I go by the name of Mac. This has been Doing It for GP. Till next time.
You can't treat him like any of the other niggas around here, because he ain't like any of the other niggas around here.
You never did me, I spit the truth. Call you aware, fear-driven niggas get the boot. All of you squares couldn't fit up in my circle. All of us rare and will hurt you severe. Slow your roll, nigga, patience is a virtue. Yeah, and a nigga bite any bark. When I black out, how you gon' hide in the dark?
Controversial player. I'm talking about Patrick Beverley,